Hello, fellow travelers. We usually meet in the tavern where Martin and I tell stories of the realms and other adventures. Today, it's just you and me, just down the lane in Oak Grove Emporium. Here, within this enchanted caravan, where rooms within expand to reveal treasures for you to discover. I'm often asked how I ever got involved with one therapy. And if you have a moment or two, I'll share that story now. Have you ever been labeled outsider, unconventional, different, nonconformist, and a few more terms that make you feel like you just don't fit in? What if I told you being labeled all those restricting definitions actually meant all the labels you've been given are simply others' limitations of themselves and not a reflection of who you truly are? I know, it's hard to break those chains you've been given through your life. I know it's even harder once you realize those definitions do not have a hold on you, and yet we still struggle when certain circumstances come along, triggering the old thought process once again. I have struggled with these very things all of my childhood and much into my adult life. All the while feeling a deep-rooted knowledge I am more. We are more. My journey of discovery started when a few life-changing occurrences happened. I had a great corporate position, which provided the finances to send 2 kids to college with extra left over. One day, the job was outsourced, and the local facility was reducing staff to accommodate the challenge the company was enduring at that time. Gone was the job and the security of being well paid, which contributed to a growing family. Followed shortly thereafter, deaths of a few dear family members happened. I was left sitting one day asking myself, now what? I realized it was never too late to start something new. This time, however, it would be something I loved. Not something I had to do because of money, but because I wanted to do something every day that brought me joy. My grandmother had taught me quite a bit of natural healing, and I thought, this is the path I need to pursue. I had no idea what was to come. Certainly nothing as I expected. I suddenly found myself volunteering at a local herb farm. Here I was surrounded by lots of nature, herbs and plants of all kinds, a wonderfully strange and diverse collection of people, animals, and things. For the first time, I felt I found my tribe, people who were different, not mainstream, all outcasts and outsiders, but people who appreciated each other's unique, weird, and wonderful selves. Looking back, I realized it provided the right environment to help me become more open to the possible. I met people from all walks of life, education, spiritual and healing practices. I began practicing my own kind of healing, drawing from all the knowledge I had learned from my grandmother and further learning from the many new acquaintances I encountered. I began to feel a little niche developing, but there was still something missing. And one night, in a dream state, it revealed itself. I dreamt I heard the phrase Celtic Reiki. When I woke the next morning, like a typical knowledge hound, I Googled the phrase. I found a lot of references stating Celtic Reiki, but once I read further, they all seemed to map back to Usui Reiki. I thought to myself, no, that can't be what I'm looking for. It just doesn't feel quite right. So I searched more. And that's when I came upon a book titled Stories from the Sacred Grove by a man named Martin Pentecost. I bought the book and became hooked. The stories reflected so much of what I felt deep within myself, but never could quite find the words. I dug a little deeper to find out more about this Martin guy. Who was he? What was he all about? And as if laid right across my path, I found the online Celtic Reiki Home Experience program. You know when you get that feeling that it's just right? And I thought to myself, I am supposed to do this. I could feel it in my very core. After a little financial rearranging, I enrolled and embarked on an adventure that has never stopped. Life still sends its curveballs, but I have so many tools now to be able to navigate with outcomes far better than I could have managed before. If you're looking for something to help you really discover who you were born to be, take a walk through the town of Roman Nose. Keep your heart and mind open and realize you are more than anything anyone, including yourself, could ever imagine yourself to be. Please subscribe to this channel to hear more from Martin and I. We'd love to hear any feedback you might have, and if you have any questions.